let's move on to our final U.S. story for the week for the rest of the hour here. So, on Wednesday, two West Virginia National Guard members who had been deployed to the nation's capital were shot in an ambush attack by a Afghan national who was here in the country legally. Excuse me. um, After helping U.S. troops in his country. He came here as part of a asylum program. So let me read what we know here from the Associated Press. So Judge Janine Pirro, the U.S. attorney for D.C., said the suspect Rahmanullah Lakanwal drove across the country from Washington State to launch this ambush style attack. Video reviewed by investigators show the assailant came around the corner and immediately started firing at the troops. This is according to Jeffrey Carroll, an executive assistant DC police chief. At least one guard member exchanged gunfire with the shooter. According to law enforcement, the official was not authorized to discuss the matter publicly. Troops ran over, held down the shooter, and the suspect was taken into custody. Now, there were two victims. One, Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolfe, age 24, remains hospitalized in critical condition with gunshot wounds. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, age 20. On Thursday, President Trump announced that she had died from her injuries. These two were deployed from the West Virginia National Guard to the nation's capital as part of Trump's crime-fighting mission that involved taking over the local police department and bringing in some 2,200 Guard members from various states. Now, recall, a judge had just recently ruled that this deployment was illegal. They should not have been there at all, but the judge stayed her ruling for 21 days to give the Trump administration a chance to appeal it. The suspect, Lakanwal, age 29, entered the U.S. in 2021 through a program called Operation Allies Welcome, a Biden administration program that evacuated and resettled tens of thousands of Afghans after the chaotic U.S. withdrawal. He applied for asylum during the Biden administration, but his asylum was approved under the Trump administration, according to a group called Afghan Evac. Supporters have said there was extensive vetting and the program offered a lifeline to people at risk of Taliban reprisals. The initiative brought roughly 76,000 people to the U.S., many of whom had worked alongside U.S. troops and diplomats as interpreters and translators. Now, Trump is saying that obviously, this is Biden's fault, not mentioning that it was his first administration that negotiated the withdrawal from Afghanistan that Biden's administration then had to implement. Refugee groups obviously are super worried about the backlash. They are terrified, according to the president of that group, Afghan Evac, Sean Vandiver. He says, quote, people are acting xenophobic because of one deranged man. He doesn't represent all Afghans. He represents himself. Again, this is one guy out of 76,000. So in his unhinged remarks after this event, Trump swung his focus, wildly from Biden and Afghanistan to Minnesota and their large Somali population. And he complained about the hundreds of thousands of Somalians who are ripping apart the once great state. And he raged at Governor Tim Walz for welcoming these immigrants and called him seriously R-worded. Stick a pin in that. That's going to come up later in the show as well. So a lot to dig into here on this one. I guess you've got the CIA training guys in Afghanistan angle. What could possibly go wrong? That could never result in a terror attack on U.S. soil. You've got the withdrawal, again, which Trump negotiated and Biden had to implement. You do the right thing. You take care of the people that helped you. Yeah, not everybody is going to be perfect. Again, one guy out of 76,000. And then you have, of course, Trump and his deranged lunatic ravings and using slurs against the governor of Minnesota. Tracy, I'll let you start this time. You haven't had a chance to start yet. So much. Where do you want to begin?
You know, when you put a nation under siege and you cause the kind of psychological chaos and stress that of occupying your major cities, you're going to see people crack under it. We don't know what made this person do this, but when you repress your people, when you deploy militaries in your nation, this is what you're gonna see. He asked for violence and he got it. That's what I think. I think
There's a term for that, right? It's called stochastic terrorism, and the president of the United States is a stochastic terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, that's a new term to me, but I think it's exactly right. He has created this environment to get what he wants, which is disruption. And that National Guard, that girl, she died because of it. This blood is on Trump's hands.
100%. Like, Kurt, they weren't even supposed to be there.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I just want, if by chance you're listening, the families of the victims, I just, we're all thinking of you, and I'm thinking of a lot of National Guardsmen right now in military. I've got friends who are in the National Guard, and so my heart, I'm there with you. We stand with you. So there's so much to dive into this. We could spend a whole hour on it, but I want to concentrate on his little news conference, because I did a reel on it also. He was asked about the asylum that this guy received, or let me back up a little bit. He was asked if he was going to attend Sarah's funeral, and he said, "Well, I haven't thought about it, but I love West Virginia. I won West Virginia by a big amount. It was a huge." That's what he said. Okay.
Stop you can literally wait, 12, what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear this. He won't go
12 seconds. 12 seconds. He said, "I haven't thought about it yet, but hey, I love West Virginia. I won West Virginia by a big margin." Okay. It's there. You can go to my page and find it.
About him.
Who's a Blue 63. Yep. Okay. He also produced a picture that he later posted on his live social network that showed Afghans in a plane that he said came to the United States. This was actually a photo of Afghans in a plane that flew to Qatar during that time. It didn't come to the United States. The guy's a flat out fascist piece of shit liar, okay, who has no care about anyone. The fact that he went from, he's demented too. He's losing it. He's a geriatric piss bag is what he is, okay? the fact that he alluded to his victory in West Virginia being a bigly victory when asked about going to the funeral of this guardsman, sorry, he pisses me off something fierce, man.
Yeah, you're turning red. I don't want you to have a heart attack.
I can't believe anybody would support this guy. He's just a low-life piece of shit. I mean, what a self-centered, narcissistic.
God, her poor family, to hear that.
I know, to hear that.
Yeah.
I like West Virginia. I won big time.
Moment of connection with a leader, and his response.
Could you imagine if Joe or Barack had said something like that?
Oh my God.
I mean, I hate using those comparisons, but could you imagine?
No, they would have been crucified instantly. Well, first of all, it wouldn't happen because neither one of them would have ever even dreamed of using that kind of moment to do anything but use it as a means of healing the nation. That's the kind of leadership Americans used to expect from their president.
But this is a guy who likes to stand above the graves at Arlington Cemetery of our dead wounded people, our dead soldiers, and do this. Okay, that's. I mean, come on.
I mean, he might as well be peeing on
I'm done. Jesse,
please take over.
Please take it.
Yes. No, exactly right. I mean, we have like a Department of Homeland Security that is openly posting Nazi memes, like, rapidly and increasingly using 1488 encoded messages and what they post, like literal Nazi shit. Like, this isn't like, oh, the left calls everyone Nazis. Like, no, like you have to go out of your way to intentionally incorporate Nazi phraseology. Remigration, they're now talking about this week, which is an openly white supremacist phrase that no one else was using up until Trump's people started using it. And like, the buck stops somewhere, right? So even if it's not Trump himself posting this stuff, it's just his Department of Homeland Security. Guess what? The buck stops here. Put that on his desk. That is still his responsibility for this. So, when the person who shot Charlie Kirk 4 years ago was in a Republican Mormon household, do we think that that is why Charlie Kirk got shot? Because it's been 4 years since this person's been in Afghanistan. So is it something about Afghan culture that caused him to shoot people? Or is it our crazy society where anybody can get a gun? And if you just have a decision to, you can very easily just walk around a corner and shoot two people. That's right what there. We have interpreted our Second Amendment to mean. We live in a keyed up, constantly adrenaline flooded system on all sides of politics. We just hand guns out like candy, and this will happen. It will. Yeah. I'm a pacifist. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's necessarily even a political thing. But like Kurt and Tracy both said, Trump wants this violence. Trump wants this to happen. You don't send ICE in to do these kind of ridiculous over-the-top raids. You don't send the National Guard in to patrol different cities illegally unless you're trying to provoke something where you can claim that there's a civil war, claim that there's a reason why you can't have regular elections and stay in power, like you repeatedly and intentionally say you plan to do. It's just super, super clear to anyone paying attention.
Yeah,
Trump
he's not hiding any lights under any baskets.
Right, exactly. So
that doesn't one more thing I want to say that I wanted to bring up that Jesse just reminded me of. When Charlie Kirk was shot, when did we lower the flags half-staff? Almost immediately. Have you heard anything about this, Sarah? Are we going to lower the flags half-staff for her, an actual active military member of the United States? No, but we're going to do it for a white nationalist, racist, bigoted, misogynistic piece of shit.
Right.
That's where we are. And go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you stated that really perfectly. That's exactly right. And then again, anybody who said, well, gosh, Charlie Kirk seems like he said a bunch of shit that made people mad. They're like, how dare you look at them? They want violence. They're pushing for violence. And again, it's all bad faith. They don't even mean it. They're just trying to poison discourse so that everyone's afraid to even speak up, which is ironic to me because I'm old enough to remember a few years ago when conservatives were the ones complaining loudly about cancel culture and how it wasn't right to try to go after people and get people fired for their political opinions. And now, especially in the state of Indiana, we've got an attorney general, a lieutenant governor, like all of our top Republican officials are gleefully trying to get people fired for saying things that they don't like.
Speech only matters to them when it's convenient.
Exactly. I'm a socialist. So I'm never going to say
you're going to base anything.
Big government in terms of like government's ability to help people and save lives. I want that. Big government in terms of government's interference in your private life. I don't want that at all.
Right.
Why are the Republicans more socialist than the socialist is, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is an interesting angle. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you were here when they announced the purchase of a 10% stake of Intel, and that's like basically Chinese state communism, and I was like, well, that was actually not a bad idea, but. Strange bedfellows in these times. It's weird out there. Listen, we are almost at the bottom of the hour here. I know we've only got Tracy for another couple minutes. We're going to switch over to our Indiana news and welcome Amy Courtney in here momentarily. But before we do, Tracy, again, tell the folks where they can find you before we let you go for the afternoon.
You can find me at bluerbbythelake.substack.com. I'm on Facebook, and I am not on X. I'm on Facebook, TikTok. Yeah, I abandoned X. I'm a novelist, and I abandoned X immediately when he came on. I'm like, nope, no, thank you.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, usual suspects. And I'm gearing up to start the campaign season, so it's going to be exciting times over there.
Hey, Tracy, before you leave,
Yeah.
before you leave.
What's
You
up?
made a comment earlier about you were old enough to remember certain things.
Mhm.
So are you old enough to remember Mr. Drysdale and Miss Hathaway?
No.
Oh, okay.
Will you tell me what that
Them?
is?
Well, they were the banker team from Beverly Hillbillies.
Okay, so I did watch some Beverly Hillbillies. I do remember
Okay.
that show. I don't
That's
remember
how old I am, though. That's how old I am.
All right, Kurt, will it be
Oh,
your heart if I tell
very
you my
good.
grandma loved that show?
Oh, yeah. It was, back when racist TV
Alright.
was, controlled the airwaves.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
were showing that stuff well into my teens.
Dude.
Tracy, I appreciate you being here today. Thank you
Oh,
so
it
much
was
for being
such a
with
good
us.
time.
Hey, stay warm up there, all right?
Oh, I will. I'm gonna go make a snowman in about 2 seconds.
Jeez.
Have fun with that. Send pics.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you.